All right, let's dive into a problem that sits right at the heart of pretty much every big company. It's this constant battle, this tug of war between the pressure to win right now and the absolute need to still be around, later. It's a paradox that can make or break even the most successful businesses.
It sounds like a trick question, right? But it's a very real trap that a ton of companies fall into. And to really get our heads around how this happens, we're going to look at the story of one CEO who was caught right in the middle of this exact problem.
So, let me introduce you to Vikram Malhotra. He's the CEO of a company that, by all accounts, is a massive success. Or is it? Because when you look at the surface, yeah, things look absolutely incredible.
Okay, so just look at this slide. It's like we're looking at two totally different companies. On the left, you've got the Wall Street dream, right? 28 straight quarters of hitting your numbers, great growth, happy investors, the whole 9 yards. But then you look at what's happening underneath, and that's a much scarier story. You see cuts to innovation, you see the brand slowly losing its shine, you see critical investments being put off again and again.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures Bikram's dilemma. Everyone's patting him on the back, but he knows, deep down, that all these wins are coming at a cost. They're basically taking out a secret loan against the company's future, which brings up a really important question.
This is the million-dollar question. It's not like Vikram and his team were just ignoring the future. They weren't dumb or short-sighted. The problem was they were completely trapped by a system that has this incredible gravitational pull, a pull that yanks everything and everyone toward the present moment. Let's dig into how that trap actually works.
See, the problem wasn't a bunch of people with bad intentions. Not at all. It was a system that was perfectly, almost beautifully designed to reward one thing and one thing only: immediate results.
And this quote from his CFO just gets right to the core of it. I mean, it's hard to argue with that logic, isn't it? You have to survive today to even get a shot at tomorrow. And it's that kind of perfectly rational, totally understandable thinking that creates this short-term cycle and just keeps it spinning.
The system's logic is just so powerful because it's baked into the very fabric of the company. I mean, think about it. The board is looking at this quarter's numbers. Investors are rewarding you for beating this quarter's expectations. Your team's bonuses are tied to this year's targets. In an environment like that, trying to invest in something that might pay off in 5 or 10 years, well, that doesn't feel like smart planning. It feels like a career risk.
So here's the big aha moment. This isn't a problem with people's mindset. It's a problem with the company's architecture. You can't just tell a bunch of smart, rational people that think long-term when the entire system they work in is screaming at them to win now. You have to change the system itself. And that is exactly where Vikram's story starts to get really interesting.
He came across this incredibly powerful framework for completely redesigning how his company thinks about time. It's called the 3 Horizons, and honestly, it's a total game changer.
So let's break this down real quick. Horizon 1, that's all about today and the near future, optimizing the business you already have. Horizon 2 is about building what's next, maybe moving into new markets or creating new product lines. And then you have Horizon 3. That's about inventing the distant future, placing those big, uncertain bets that could define the company a decade from now. The problem is, most companies live and die exclusively in Horizon 1.
Ooh, I absolutely love this analogy. It just makes so much sense. You can't just do one of these things, right? A truly healthy company has to be sprinting to win today's race, training for next year's marathon, and inventing completely new games to play in the future, all at the same time. The real question is, how do you build a system that actually lets you do all that?
So, a framework is one thing, but how do you actually put it into practice? Well, Vikram didn't just adopt a new philosophy. He built an entire new operating system for the company around this idea.
This right here, this was probably the most important change of all. A protected budget. See, 70% of the company's resources still go to winning today, to Horizon 1. But a full 30% is now locked away for the future, 20% for Horizon 2, and a critical 10% for Horizon 3. And the keyword there is locked. This money can't be rated to make a quarterly number look a little better. It's sacred.
And here's the other brilliant piece. If you're going to fund the future, you have to measure it differently too. You can't judge some wild, crazy experiment in Horizon 3 using the same profit metrics you use for your main business. For these future-focused projects, success isn't about profit, it's about learning. It's about how many strategic options you're creating for the company down the road.
And the changes didn't stop there. He put different leaders in charge of each horizon, he created different review schedules to give those long-term ideas room to breathe, and he completely changed how he talked to his board and his investors. He wasn't just tweaking things, he was building a whole new machine. And building this new machine, this new architecture, it led to this really profound shift in perspective. It finally allowed Vikram to solve that paradox that had been driving him crazy from the very beginning.
And this is it. This is the core insight of the whole story. It was never about choosing the short term or the long term. The real goal was to manage a balanced portfolio of bets across all time horizons, just like a smart investor would with their money.
So that leaves us with one final question to really think about. Look at your own organization, your own team. Are you spending all your energy just sprinting to win today's race? Or are you deliberately, systematically investing in your own future? Because the answer to that question could really define everything that comes next.